Anytime Dwight Howard returns to Los Angeles to face the Los Angeles Lakers, well, they don't really treat him all that kindly, and neither do the fans. Dwight Howard had for those who don't know, after his trip from Orlando to Los Angeles, and of course he went to Houston, now playing at Atlanta, he was back in the Staples Center, where not too long ago, 2 years ago I think it was, where Kobe was yelling at him, calling him soft, playing some tough defense on him. Kobe and Dwight never got along. There was always beef there. I think that had to do with pretty much Kobe's insanity towards his mental and physical preparation towards the game, and since nobody kind of came, according to Kobe, to that level of commitment, Dwight Howard being, quote, soft, unquote, like Charmin, as he put it, never really fit in with Kobe's mentality. And because Lakers fans are Lakers fans and Dwight didn't win him much, they treat Dwight pretty brutally too. So here's a video from TMZ Sports in which Dwight's coming off the court at the end of a game, getting heckled by some fans. Obviously, one said something that got under Dwight's skin, and he felt the need to confront the fan as he's walking towards the tunnel.
Angeles Lakers. For the reserves, Tarek Black with 7. Brandon Ingram has 7. Larry What happened,
Someone in the Deadspin comment section wrote, "You really sucks, Janoris Jenkins." Look, here's my biggest problem with any fan heckling a 7-foot center. No matter what, he can kick the living crap out of you.
Yeah.
So say it to his face. If you really feel like you have the ball, I used to be that person, right? With Dwight Howard. I used to be the person who would sit there and call him soft and all these things, and then I found out what Dwight Howard's back injuries entailed, and then I had like a soft spot where I was like, you know, he's painfully unfunny, and he probably tries too hard to fit in. He's probably like the Alex Rodriguez of basketball, where like he just never worked on multiple teams that he went to. So Sammy's like, look, man, I'm not gonna. So Dwight Howard's soft as a player. You know what? I'm not gonna say that to a 7-footer as he's walking off the court.
I'm on the opposite side because I think Dwight Howard's a douchebag there. Like, you're a player. You're different than the fans. You're the professional athlete.
No, I'm going to agree with you.
You're the man who's supposed to. Again, everyone has that nervous point, or that button that's pushed, and you're like, Jesus, man. Like, we know what can happen if someone pushes your buttons and fans. You remember Ron Artest's example, right? So it's not new knowledge that most basketball players could take most fans. They're like 6-foot, 7-foot monster athletes. But it doesn't mean that if you're going to heckle them, that means that you need to back it up by standing toe-to-toe with them and saying it to them. No, you're
screw
fine.
that. No striking each other. Just get the fan in the hall. Because here's the reason why I say this. I would really like to see the fan, who I'm going to safely assume is not 7 foot.
Yep.
I think there's a really good chance that he's not. Or she. I think it was a he. So let's be generous. Let's say it's a 6'2" fan. You know, that's pretty tall, right? I just want to see the, hey, you're a bitch.
And
that's must-see TV.
Yeah.
That is must-see TV if that fan had to walk down in the hallway and be like, Mr. Dwight.
But what is Dwight Howard expecting to happen? Is he expecting the fan to come over to go and stand toe-to-toe with him amongst all the security and be like, yeah, you're a bitch? And then what happens? Is he getting an altercation with him and all of a sudden he's out suspended?
I want to see the fight.
To me, it speaks to the fact that Dwight Howard mentally has got some unfinished business at the Lakers that he doesn't like being brought up.
Oh, that's a very good point.
I think when the Los Angeles fans heckled him from his time there, again, he didn't have the most glamorous career as a Laker. But I think that in his own mind, he's thinking to himself, one, maybe I didn't go into this with the right mindset to be a Laker. I didn't go in for the right reasons. Maybe I didn't do things that I should have done well. Injuries, everything else aside. Can't play with Kobe, whatever. I think that he was a professional NBA athlete who went to a team that were, as we all know, one of the most established teams, if not the most established team in NBA history, and he failed. And I think that gets to him. I think that gets to him. Any
So
athlete
do you
who
think
goes
it's
to
more?
the top.
Do you think it's the failure that
Yes.
drove him mentally crazy in Los Angeles, or so if you think that if they were to be winning, let's say they won 60 games that season, made the playoffs, and a lot of it was because of Dwight. We've always agreed upon, winning fixes any locker room situation.
If someone calls him a bitch when he's walking out, but he won it, he'd be like, all right, well, you're welcome
like-
for that banner.
he'll be like, "Scoreboard."
Yeah, what about the scoreboard? But no, it's because he was a flunk. He was a flunk at the Lakers. So
Yeah, he was. He really was.
So and he was a great player. Can still be a great player with the right mindset and injuries at the side. But as you mentioned, it's the deep underlying guilt that he might have, or frustration that he might have, or just disregard for anything Lakers worthy. Maybe he just hates the color yellow now and purple.
I still want to see 5'8" fan look up and go, "Hey,
Of course, it's about.
you're a bitch."
We all know those type of fans that do this. It's
I
not
wanna
like
see it
it's
so
not the
bad.
bruiser who you see who's going to come out and throw down. It's the guy who is at the same time just got out of his mum's basement for 10 minutes and he's just thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just shout abuse.
I'll wrap
it's the
up.
suck it up LeBrons as well. They all,
Well, no,
the old
that's
ladies.
fine because look, there's a point. My dad has always said this to me. Like, he thinks it's like 65 years old. I think it's a little bit older. Around 70, you pretty much have the F it mentality.
yeah.
You're pretty much allowed to do or say whatever you want because most people are gonna go, "Oh, it's just an old man.
That's
It's just
what-
an elderly woman."
That's why we have the president we have. Because they think they can
It's
just
the
do
F
it.
it mentality.
All right.
He could be right. He
Yeah.
could be wrong. I hope my dad's not that person. He's going, "Suck it up, LeBron."
Oh, man. All right, comment below. What do you think? Is there a soft spot there? Is Dwight Howard got a trigger button? Is it when you mention the Lakers or his time at the Lakers? Or you just call him a bitch? I think that's the thing. How many different teams have called him a bitch? That's the thing.
Mr. Howard,
I didn't mean that.
I'm so sorry.
Comment below.